Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Viewhouse Centennial for the Nissan Football Blitz. This has quickly become my favorite show because we got some fantastic gentlemen here, Mike Sanford, Nate Jackson, joining us. They'll be with us all season. I'm just hooking you guys in. You can't leave now. You're stuck. Bo Nix, we think we'll be with him all season. 0-2 to start his career. Did you see any improvements in this game versus Week 1?
I thought there was actually some regression in terms of the footwork. This NFL Pro app that is so amazing, you can watch coaches film now. I didn't like some of the footwork that I saw in Game 2. There was some lack of comfort, throwing off platform, and it's proving out that he's not one of these young quarterbacks that can throw off platform extremely accurately, at least in the NFL game. Are
you concerned that that's going to continue, or how do you stop that regression?
I think you go back to what he's comfortable with. Yeah. You know, today Joe Lombardi was talking about, you know, just the 2-minute plays that he runs. Those are highly rep plays he's comfortable with. And I'm like, why don't you run that in the first quarter? Just run the plays that he's comfortable with the entire game.
Yeah.
To me, I'm looking at footwork and I'm thinking, why is a guy who knows exactly what he's supposed to do not doing it? What else is going on in his brain that's causing it? You watch this, and I'm sure we're going to talk about this as the show goes on, but you watch the operation of this offense. These guys are not breaking the huddle until 9, 8, on the play clock, running up to the thing. Quick, go in motion, and 3, 2, 1, you're snapping it. Defensive players are teeing off on this offense. That's not good for a young quarterback to be dealing with that type of pressure and that type of you can't work the snap count. And so I think that he's overwhelmed is what I'm trying to say with the different packages, the different personnel groups, Sean Payton's wordy plays that he's putting in that are taking forever to get through. And by the time he gets to the line of scrimmage, he's forgetting the fundamentals.
Well, I got a question on that for you, Nate. You played the National Football League. You've been in that huddle environment. You know, 2 years in a row. This is a common theme.
Yeah.
Taking forever to get out of the huddle. Russell Wilson was blamed for all of it a year ago.
Yeah.
At one point, do we have to look at it and say, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me for Sean Payton?
Well, this was happening when Nathaniel Hackett was here, too. Right. I don't know if you remember. They were counting down the play clock at Empower Field because it was so bad. So this has been a problem with the last 2 regimes. And the only thing I can think of is a genius offensive coach trying to get too cute and do too much. Simplify the offense, kind of like what you said. Do the things that Bo feels comfortable with. Let these guys stay on the field and not always be having to run off and run on and new packages and new words for the new packages. Keep it simple. Let this guy do what he does best.
Mike, let me ask you as a coach, because I feel like we always say, like, you know, coaches say, I'm going to adapt to the players, not make them adapt to the system. And it never seems like that's the case. Why is it like that? Why does it always feel like that?
Well, I hate to say this, but the older you get in your coaching career, and I was getting old in my coaching career just 2 years ago, you get a little bit more stuck in your ways. And the NFL has moved as a league to hiring younger offensive coordinators that are very relational, that get to know their constituents, which are the players, and namely the quarterback position, and then build everything around that player. And so I think that's so important, you know, for the Broncos situation. Is it Davis Webb? He's that kind of guy. I don't know. There's got to be somebody that can fully relate to Bo and then get the play calls to match what Bo does well.
Let's talk about the running game, which is basically non-existent. Is not a good thing that Bo Nix is this team's leading rusher. Where does this run game go? Nate, is this a personnel problem? Is this a coaching problem? Is this a scheme problem? What is it?
It's 100% a coaching problem.
Okay.
You don't show up on Sunday and decide, we're going to call a lot of runs today, guys, okay? This has to be an everyday ethos of the organization where you emphasize running and you practice it in an intense, aggressive way that tells the players this is what we believe in. This is what we're about. This is what we're going to go do on Sunday. You talked about Bo Nix being the leading rusher. That's a very sad state. He's dropping back, 47 times? He threw 42, but he took off running. That can't be in the playbook for Sean Payton. They have to every day put an emphasis on it, and I feel like he's not putting that emphasis on it at practice.
Well, let me ask you, this team, they're going on a 2-game road trip, which could be a very tough 2-game road trip. Do you feel like this road trip, this team is at a crossroads, or does it not matter? Is this just a building year, and people need to accept that?
The feeling that I get, because we were promised that this was going to look better than it has in the offseason, during training camp, like, I think we all kind of fell victim a little bit to that expectation.
Who promised, though? Who made that promise?
Sean Payton.
Did he?
I felt like it was. Sean Payton could have very easily said, hey, we got a rookie quarterback. This roster is cash-strapped because of the Russell Wilson failed deal. But he didn't do that. It was very much a tone of winning right away. I think that this team right now has to at least split on this road trip. A split on this road trip, it gives you hope probably not just for this franchise, but it gives you hope in Bo Nix. And I think a split is going to be really important.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be tough, though. We're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we're going to get your keys to victory, see how they can pull one off against a tough, undefeated Tampa Bay team. Okay, we'll do that on the other side. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the Nissan Football Blitz. We are here previewing the Broncos on the road against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Broncos in Florida in September. Historically, not a good thing. I don't know what the exact record is, but did you play any of those, Nate?
I did. We won. We went to Tampa Bay and won.
There you go.
You know what's really cool about playing in the humidity, too? What? You don't have to take a pee. It just comes
nice.
out of your pores because you're sweating so much. So that's nice. But, no, I think the Broncos, look, I always had a good time going down to sea level after training up here. You know, it might be a little hot, it might be a little muggy, but I just felt like I could run all day, and hopefully the Broncos feel that too.
I just like that you got your Florida Vibes shirt on today. Man.
That's right. Well, I'm going. I'm going to be there. Yeah.
Are you going?
And I might wear this shirt.
Let's go. You're ready to hit the Clevelander up in South Beach.
That's right. I've never been there.
I love it.
Good spot.
Yeah. Well, since you're going to be there, let's start with you. What's your key to victory this week?
My key to victory, and we alluded to it a little bit earlier, keep it simple. Don't get too cute. Sean Payton, he's a genius, right? Just do as I say and everything will work out. But when I'm watching this team on offense, the first play of the game last week, they had a certain personnel group. The very second play, it's on the script, obviously. Half the guys run off and half the guys run on. Let the guys who are on the field on your offense stay on the field, develop some rapport, get a lather going, get some momentum going. Leave Portland on the field. Leave Josh Reynolds on the field. Leave the tight ends that you feel best about on the field, and leave the running backs that you like on the field. Let them get going. When a guy needs a break, tap your head and come out. But all the different packages are clearly confusing, not just Bo Nix, but everybody else. Like I said, they're breaking the huddle with 8 seconds left on the play clock. That's not okay, and that's causing Bo Nix to forget that he's a good quarterback. I want him to remember that. So don't get too cute, Sean Payton. Keep it simple. Let these guys play football.
I think we're going to rename your key to get a lather going. I like that line.
Get a lather.
Key number 1, get a lather going. What's key number 2?
Key number 2 for me is the Broncos have to find a way, hell or high water, 24 points. Score 24 points. And to me, that is included.
It sounds like a tall task.
It's 24 points.
I
3
know.
touchdowns and a dadgum field goal, right?
I don't know what,
But here's how I think it's possible. Vita Vea, the best run stuffer in the National Football League and a very active interior pass rusher, hasn't practiced all week. Antoine Winfield Jr., the best safety in the league, is not playing again for this Bucs team. Marvin Mims showed me on tape that he can get behind defenses.
Yes.
Do it more. Yes. The guy's playing 12 and 9 snaps in back-to-back weeks. He has shown the ability to get behind, and I really think that Bo Nix just needs more opportunities to air it out to a guy that can run, build that synergy, find 24 points, and I feel like you're going to win this game.
My concern is this, I'm sorry, but I heard Sean Payton in his presser yesterday or a couple days ago talking about how what good run stuffers this defense is for Tampa. I don't want him to put that in his head and come up with a real pass-heavy game plan because these guys are just so good against the run.
Yeah.
You got to establish the run. You got to stay with it, work the play-action pass, and then get Marvin Mims to take the top off.
We have like less than a minute, but both of you guys have kind of addressed this week on social media about the teams that are winning right now are running the ball. How has the league changed?
Well, you're seeing so much two-shell coverage, which Mel Kiper thinks it should be banned from the National Football League, and I think Mel Kiper hasn't watched enough football in the last 15, 20 years. No offense, Mel.
Really?
I know you're tuning in, but, it's just the reality. If you have a too-high safety look, run the ball.
Yeah.
Run the freaking ball. It's very simple. And if they start rotating a safety down into the box, then you have one-on-one opportunities or at least free access, easy throws that Bo Nix can get into rhythm.
Yeah.
You've got to see it. You've got to play that game. Too high coverages equals running the football.
There you go, Nate.
The conundrum here is that to be good at running the football, you have to practice it. It's a very physical, very brutal form of practice. And we're all about protecting the players now. You got to keep them healthy. There's limits on the padded practices you can have. There's limits on, you don't have double days in training camp. So the stuff that it takes to be good on Sundays at running the ball, a lot of coaches are weary of really doing that and putting the work in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But if you want to be a good running team, you got to freaking do it.
This is such good insight. I feel like I get smarter on the show. That's why I really like doing it. And we got a lot more Broncos coverage coming up for you guys tomorrow morning. Countdown to kickoff, 9:30 a.m. Jeff Legwald and Rod Mackey going to join us from sweaty Tampa. They're going to get their lather on. Maybe Nate will come by and say hello. Plus, we'll have your bets of the day. That is Ford Countdown to kickoff Sunday, 9:30. We're going to take a break. Coming up on the other side, it's time for State Your Case. One of my favorite segments. You guys ready?
I'm going to state.
Okay.
I'm going to state.
You're going to state them. We'll be right back. Welcome back into the Nissan Football Blitz here at the Viewhouse Centennial. It is time for State Your Case, and we have brought back the Peyton Manning head. The helmet was fun, but I mean, this is just better. This is just
Poor
better.
Peyton, his helmet is clearly way too tight.
You know what? Yeah, that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
All right, we got 3 of these. We'll see if we can get through all 3 of them today. Who wants to go first?
Oh, this guy, Eager Beaver over here.
Yep, you
Teacher's
betcha.
pet.
Oh, you betcha. The biggest change in personnel / scheme / play calling that you would make is I would add immediately quarterback-driven run game for Bo Nix, quarterback zone read, even maybe a little bit more quarterback draw. We saw it in game 2 one time, and it was a 11-yard run.
Yeah.
Do it 4 times. I'm not asking for 20 times. 4 times.
Hate it.
I love it.
Hate it.
What would you do?
Bo, you wanted him to run more.
He's not doing a really good job in the pocket there.
I know, but that's what we need in 4, 5, 6 years from Bo. We don't need to find a way to win now. We need to find a way to win the Super Bowl in 2026.
Yeah, well, he's not going to be the quarterback. Just see the case in Carolina with Bryce Young. If he's not finding some success in scoring points, he won't be the quarterback in 2026.
Well, you run too much, you won't be the quarterback in 5 weeks.
Jalen Hurts is still the quarterback in Philly.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a good example, but there's a lot of guys across the way
You
who
asked me to
aren't.
state my
No,
case.
I love
I'm
it.
stating
I'm backing out. I'm letting you
With
guys go
authority.
at it. This is what we
When's
want.
the last time a running quarterback won a Super Bowl?
I'd have to go do some research.
You will, and because it ain't often. When's the last time a running quarterback played until he was 35 or 40? That also doesn't happen. Longevity comes from inside the pocket.
Got to find success now.
Okay.
I like this.
You
I'm
like
just
that?
having a good time. I'm just here for
Give
the
me
show.
that Peyton head.
I'm just here for the show.
Okay. Playing Pat Surtain on special teams is what? Stupid. Don't
Ding,
do
ding,
it.
ding.
Don't do it.
Why are we doing this?
Well, yeah, where would we put him?
I know
Returning
it's
kicks?
situational, but like, why are you putting your guy back there?
Yeah.
He was a gunner. He was a gunner in this past game
Just
in
don't
week
need
2.
it. Just don't need
a
it.
hold-up corner.
Just
Like,
don't
why?
need it. Yeah, exactly. We're in agreement on
We
this.
are.
Yeah.
Did we just make up?
Yeah,
Are we good now?
We're
We
friends.
did. We did.
We're back to being good.
Yeah. Keep your guy on the sideline.
It gives-
I mean,
yeah.
You know what I mean? There's guys who make a living doing that, and they're
Yeah.
good at it, and they're rested, and they have the technique for it. I'm not saying Pat Surtain couldn't do a good job of it, of course, but take that off his plate. Let him think about defense. I mean, he hasn't been playing his best ball these last couple weeks. Maybe they got that all that stuff in his head, like he has to be doing this, that, and the other. Just play corner for me, Pat. You're the best in the NFL.
I completely agree. That is the correct answer. Gives
Thank
me
you.
flashbacks to when Josh McDaniels put DT back there.
Ah.
What are we doing? Anyway,
What was the correct
That was
answer on the
correct.
first one?
I liked your answer.
Yes.
What? You want to see Bo run more?
She wants to score touchdowns.
Run, Bo,
She
run.
likes touchdowns.
We
Okay.
like touchdowns,
You got
however
one
they come. Well, I think we got like 15. Oh, we got 10 seconds. No.
Do it in 10.
Okay, 10 seconds. Do it real
Nice.
fast.
This Bronco. I'm done.
This
I
Bronco
got
needs
nothing.
more reps. He needs more reps. That's Marvin Mims. And that's Troy Franklin. Get him some reps.
Bang, bang. I love it. All right, we got to take a break. Coming back on the other side with player props and revisit that one if we can.
Killed it.
I am impressed. Welcome back into the Nissan Football Blitz here at the Viewhouse Centennial. Time for some player props. Nate and I are 4-1 going into week 3. Mike, you're 3-2. You got some catching up to do. Neck and neck, though.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Mr. Bo Nix. His passing touchdown prop is now just to a touchdown. Over under.
Under. He's
Under.
gonna have a rushing touchdown
Okay.
or 2 because of that
Wow.
QB-driven run game we talked about.
But no pass.
0 passing
I like it,
touchdowns.
okay.
I'm going over. Bo's going to get his first touchdown pass of his young NFL career this weekend in Tampa. Get that monkey off his back. I believe that.
I'm going to go over. He's going to get a tugalicious, as Nathaniel Hackett used to call it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did he really say that?
Yes, he
did.
called it a tugalicious.
That is not awesome.
No.
It was not awesome, and neither was his offense in Denver.
No.
But that's another story. Javonte Williams. Okay, so we're not actually going rushing yards. We're going to go rushing attempts. Over under 12.5.
Under.
Under, yes.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
this is starting to move in a direction. I loved the 2-back set. It was a pony set, so you have 2 tailbacks, and it was Tyler Beatty, Jaleel McLaughlin, the biggest rush from scrimmage from a running back
Yeah.
of the day against Pittsburgh. I want to see more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to defeat him the rock. I mean, I would like to see it. I would like to see someone get 20 carries and see what he can do with it, but I don't think they're going to do that. I'm going to go under.
I'm going to go under as well. All right, 15 seconds. Longest reception from Cortland Sutton, 18.5 yards. Over under that.
I like over on that.
over?
I think Cortland Sutton
Okay.
looked really good running the dig route. Bo threw his
10
best ball
seconds.
of his career. Over.
I'm going to go under on that one. Cortland seems to. I'm not going to trust
5,
it until
4,
I
3,
see it. Cortland
2,
under.
That was
One.
Football
We will see you
Blitz,
guys next week.
Presented by Nissan.